that's on a scale of 1 to 10, I needed it at a 30. I needed it at a 30. Yes. I needed it like Adonia need everybody to just get their stuff together so they can stop asking her to save their lives. If y'all don't know it, I'm going to start calling Adonia a lifeguard. That's what she do on a daily basis. She be saving people on dry land. They be drowning. They be drowning, Grace.
Yeah, I guess you got that pretty right. I had another one of those moments yesterday, but the lifeguard put a sign up. They were off duty.
I know that's right. That's right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. If you are an author, or we're going to take care of Adrian. Adrian wanted to do in-video training today, correct? If I'm not mistaken. Okay, good. So that means we're going to take text. Let's make a title, Grace. We're going to do text to high quality video. Well, let's change it up. ChatGPT to text to high quality video plus author and public figures. There you go. All that. I'm not trying to make up a fancy title. That's just everything we're going to talk about. I'm going to let you steal from me first, and then we're going to get to, Deanna, they act like they're the same damn woman. So they really are. Grace, you know both of them. Tell me I'm lying.
You did.
Okay, they the same woman. They get their names get jumbled in my head. They the same woman. She's just an older version, more like I'm a younger version of Tillman. Yeah, exactly. All right. So you get it. You get it. Let's steal from me first. But right now, I think I got 19 books coming out this year. Whatever, or the next 2 years, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. Just the point is each one of them has a product launch and a well thought out marketing plan. And if you're nice, I will share that marketing plan with you. I won't be able to, that's actually a whole day. I'll copy and paste that marketing plan to you is what I'll say. That's actually a whole day. It's like 150 steps to my marketing plan. If you are an author, I would suggest that you do a few things. Let's list these things. So Grace put 4 authors. Let's put this in your notes real quick. Good to see my brother Ibrahim. So let's suggest these few things. Your book is never old. You will sell it for the next 39 years as a new release. Somebody needs to hear that. As a new release. Let's see. Don't worry about it. They never gonna get tired of seeing your book. No, there's nothing else after that. That's just they never gonna get tired of seeing your book. I don't need no explanation. That's just the mindset you need to have. Grace, how long is your book brand new?
39 years.
I think that's almost a time and a half of Ibrahim's age. That's how long. So that's Susan's age, 39 years. You understand? That's how long your book is going to be on sale as a new release. Very important that you recognize that. Also, your book needs to be treated as a product so you can launch it. Now, I know your book is a product, and I understand that you launch products. So I don't mean to insult your intelligence, but a product launch formula invented by, I think, the guy Jeff Baker or something, is very different than just launching your product. I'll give you an example of a product launch. You call them campaigns. Who remembers Hey, I'm a PC and I'm a Mac. Who remembers that? Hey, I'm a PC and I'm a Mac. That was one of the greatest things that ever happened to Apple. It genuinely took Apple from those computers that weird people you have. You know, they PCs look like aliens. Those computers that weird people have, they were expensive, to those expensive computers that you need to get. That one campaign, if you can look it up, you can look it up. That one campaign, Deanna, Google it for me. Google the success of the I'm a Mac campaign. Just Google that and just pull up some numbers just so they can see. And then when you find a link, put it in the Line app. I mean, Zoom app. So we can put it in the notes. I'm a Mac. I'm a PC. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna keep talking while you do that. That is product launching. You know what another product launch is, Jerome? One of the greatest ones ever. Just do it. It's still relevant today. It's still relevant today. It's still left. In 2005, Apple's Macs, no, you click that first link, were decreasing. Let's see. And customers were like, And then look, 4 powerful words. Hello, I'm a Mac. No, John, wouldn't lie to you. I study these things. And it goes, scroll down so I can see some numbers. Blah, blah, blah. Boring. Come on, keep going. Faster. There we go. Give me some numbers. Did it work? All right, right there, right? Did it work section? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. Apple ended up making 66 different TV spots. Okay, keep going. Blah, blah. Okay. Anyway, I've seen numbers. Watch out. You can stop it. I've seen numbers. They think they increased their sales like 1,000%, which is insane. That's a product launch. So ask yourself, does your book have a I'm a Mac? Does your program have a I'm a Mac? Does your program have a just do it? Jerome, I'm really, really making sense. I really am. I really, really am. Is your program going to have this just do it type of thing? Like I went all the way, anyway. Just think about that, because I want you all to receive that. And then you need to have your website. Now, technically, I wouldn't harp on a website, but this time you do, don't you? Because you want your website to be the reason. No. You want your website to be the benefit and feature of your book. Grace, take notes right here, because I'm going to just kill this section. If y'all haven't seen me do this, but I have. I did it with Richest Man in Trash Can. I didn't do it with the other ones. That's why Rich Man Trash Can did 10,000 something copies. So I want you to receive that your book, your website needs to be an extension of your book. Almost like your book is your hand and your website is the fingers. When you think about that. Let me say this before I get Susan. I know you think that what I'm saying is rudimentary, fundamental, basic, but I'm not being any of those words. Your website needs to be, write this down, Grace, the benefit and the features for your book. Are you suggesting we have a website specifically for the book? Yes and no. And I'm glad you asked. Mostly yes, but the reason I'm saying being semantical is because we're going to do much more, and I'm about to break all it down. Go ahead, Susan.
That was really actually my question. Do you have one, and is it more like a sales funnel in a way for the book, or?
Good point. Very good point. Yes, I have one, and it increases every day. I have one, and it increases every day. This is a great question. So let's round this curve real quick. Let's say you are Adonia, and your website doesn't need to be a website. So what's a website? It is a collection of written words informing somebody about something. That is not what I'm saying, Adonia. I'm saying Adonia releases, Adonia, give me the potential name of your book, or no, you know the name of your book, or at least the subtitle. You might change it to a subtitle, but you know the name of your book. Give me the name of your book. We'll do a real world example.
You know what? I keep vacillating back and forth, but
Fair enough.
basically,
Fair enough.
the beginning of it is the things I would tell my 5-year-old self.
Good. We'll use it as a subtitle.
Use it as a subtitle.
All right. So the things I typically, whenever we name our books first, it's typically the subtitle by accident, because we name it what we want to accomplish, and then we have to wordsmith it later. Things I tell my 5-year-old self. But on Adonia's website, there should be the information of her book, and then there should be free courses on childhood trauma. See what I'm doing? See, I said very specifically, your website should be the benefit and feature of your book. It needs to be an extension. Why? Because we buy things for the benefits and the features. So that's kind of confusing, like vision and vision and mission statement. I'll simplify it for you. What I get out of it and what can I play with? This is, all right, just make it easy for you. What can I get out of it? What can I play with? The features of Apple headphones, they got the latest technology and sound noise cancellation, blah, blah, blah. You don't care about that. How can I play with them? Well, they're virtually indestructible. You got the little charge and thinking it's cool. Like Deanna uses her AirPods. Now, if benefits wasn't so important, why would Apple make those AirPod case so slick and smooth? They could have just made it clunky and ugly, like a boy. They could have. They could have, like a boy designed it, right? They could have. They absolutely could have, but it's important. So what Adonia's going to do is she's going to put down childhood trauma. What else does a 5-year-old need to hear? Yeah, you're right, Laura, not you. What else does a 5-year-old need to hear? And what else does a 55-year-old need to wish they could do over again? So there's a bunch of stuff on overcoming low self-esteem. Then you can navigate to another page or a little section, a little button, whatever. That's up to the UX, user experience is up to you and the designer. So we're not going to have a user experience conversation, as that's a different class. We're not going to have that. So just allow me to say these things without you asking me about where should I put that button or where should that be. That's a user experience, a different thing. That's a different thing. So you're going to have I've covered two things. Her book went from a book to, even if you don't get my book, you can still go to my website and be helped because my book exists. So we'll try to, okay.
Good.
My book exists and it changed your life. Don't change your life because you read my book. No, baby, my book exists. That's why you got changed. We're talking about the difference between publishing a book and selling a book. And if I can't do nothing else, I can sell a book. If I can't do nothing else, I can sell a book. And I'm gonna show you my website, and you can steal it, but my website is incomplete right now. Okay, it's incomplete, but I can assure you it's fantastic. But there's a billion other things getting on it here in a second. Billion other things getting on in a second. Now let's work this out, Deanna. Adonia's gonna say, here's everything a 5-year-old kid should have learned. And then here is everything a 55-year-old kid should unlearn. And here's everything in between. And all that needs to be on her website. You get what I'm saying, Adoni?
Okay, class is over. Class is over. You know why? This is so beautiful because in my process, you know, the book's already in Melissa's hands, but in the process, I was with my Carlita friend and we were trying to tighten up something. And then from the answer that I was given, I decided I saw another course inside that answer. So what I did is I put what I'm calling little worksheets that people are going to have in this training. But what you just said, and one of them was about self-doubt. One of them was about how our negative self-talk and thinking rich and all, you know, thinking abundantly, blah, blah, blah. So I have those worksheets. I'm just going to make an ebook out of it and basically make the ebook free, make maybe some of the worksheets free about the subjects that challenged me. And had I known at a young age, my behind wouldn't have been pitiful for so long trying to figure it out. Right. That's really the concept of it. We are our own worst enemies. And as a young child, we're naive and open and receptive to everything. And had I known, you know, my outcome, though I'm happy where I'm at in life now, I wouldn't have to struggle for so long.
Amen to that. You got me on that. You had me the whole time, but that last line though, it felt like you was talking to me. That's it. And it felt like you were the preachers in my business. That's what it felt like, that last line, for sure. I mean, I did some things that were unnecessary. I took some longer roads, Jamal. You know, we all get to where we're going, but that don't mean we got to take longer roads, Jerome. We ain't got to do that. Anyway. And here's the deal. She could put an ebook, she could make it an ebook, but then what she could do is she can get an ebook plugin if let's just assume she's using WordPress. And then she can embed that ebook on her website. So while on the website, you can just scroll left to right and then have a download where they can actually download on their phone too. Because that's user experience. I said I was going to stay out of that. I mean, let me stay out of that. But, you know, I might jump into it just a little bit, just a little bit, because just a little bit. But can y'all get what I'm saying? Grace or Deanna, one of y'all share your screen, and let's go with who's taking notes. Grace is taking notes. All right, Deanna, share your screen. I'm sorry, in the chat. I put the book, the book in the chat. My book page in the chat. We're gonna follow a few things here. So this is Antonio's book and book club. So we're going to follow a few things. If you're looking at post-apocalyptic, blah, 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 blah. Scroll down. Then you're going to see what is latest novel releases. There's United Cities of Solaria. And there's Kofi Sai. Fantastic. Scroll down. Here's new self-help releases. I believe Pathfinder comes out March 2nd. I have no idea. I just know that people are pre-ordering it, but I don't care about release dates. I care about when I got to turn in. And the moment I start writing it, I'm already promoting it. Like this is my idea. So I don't really care about release dates. And they're so happy and grateful, which I had to get all this stuff. Now, no, scroll down. And then you have this, there's another thing going up here in a second. Actually, you know what? Take that down real quick now. Take that down. I'll put it up here in a second. And then there's this whole book club explanation about everything that's going on. Why? Actually, no, put it back up real quick. It says my point. And then it gives you the benefits of joining a book club, which is free. Here's some potential reasons why you may want to join a book club. Now, this is how the website is an extension of the books. Access to a community, you get exposure, then you get an opportunity, then you get fun engaging, and you get a chance to challenge and all that stuff. Now, what kind of benefits will you get? This is where it comes cool. Scroll down, Jim. Keep up with me. Free trial on this kind of membership stuff, exclusive access to early stuff, customizer discounts, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. Okay, you can put it down real quick. Then it has it about the stuff, and that just keeps going. You just take the website down. Take the website out. It's a benefit. What's getting ready to go on there. Oh, I'm sorry. And then plus when you click on, when you hear like see the book, it goes to a page that has its own world, video, book trailer, all this stuff like that. Okay, she's going to show you. So when you click on see the book, which I've done that, then there you have, you don't have to push play or nothing, but it's going to pop up and then you're going to see there's the book trailer. Fantastic. And then here's the book, and then you walk into, you know, your own world about this book, explanation of everything. Okay, cool. You can keep going. You keep scrolling down, and you see all that. This is what, but y'all used to that. Now, this has been the #1 complimented thing. No, that carousel, the carousel of seeing the characters and seeing the world. Like, that's been the #1 thing people have been saying. Okay, you can stop your screen real quick. You stop screen, please. But I'm not done, because there's about to be a whole 3D world up there. Yeah, and each book is going to have its own little elements for where there's this. Write all this down for me, Grace. May thou stealeth appropriately. There's getting ready to be, let's call it 3D video game features. We'll just call it that. Certain books going to have TV shows surrounding them. Don't worry about it. I'm playing no games. Playing no games. Certain books going to have radio shows surrounding them. Certain books going to have both. I already gave you the 8 thing, the journal and this and all the stuff like that, right? I gave you that. And I'll keep the rest right there because I got it written down. Then I'm going, actually, let me put it up while we do it. Then what I'm going to do is, and this is equally important here, or actually more important than any of them, you need to know why buying a book benefits you. If you buy my book, you get, and my goal is every book you buy, you should receive for free about $100 worth of gifts. But you can only get them on the website.
I like that. It's different.
It's a big difference, because what I'm doing is I'm not selling a book. I've started a movement for a community. Now we're this exclusive club, whatever that may be. And nobody really has what we have. Well, you wait till you see what I do with Pathbender, because Pathbender is the greatest book in self-help I've ever written in my life. As a matter of fact, I'll show y'all some things. Go ahead, Jamal.
So are you incentivizing by telling people to come to the website versus buying the book on Amazon or wherever else that you have it? Like the price difference there? Like if you go to Amazon and get it, it's $15. If you come to me, you get the whole entire series for $50. Is that what you're doing?
I would, but I don't. If I didn't have a publisher, I would. But since I decided to let Melissa I think that was Ibrahim. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Antonio's after even 100% of the book money, so he wouldn't do all of this just to get a 30%, which Amazon's taken. I think what he's doing is he's using Amazon as a traffic generator. People discover the book there, and then to get their benefits, they come to the website. So it becomes ultimately, because anyone who's buying the book first is a paying person. So he's automatically qualifying all his website subscribers by ensuring that first they have paid something, even if it's a small amount, to opt into one of his products. And then he's giving them all the benefits. But to avail of those benefits, it's basically like if you go to Amazon UK and you buy something, and then, or Amazon USA, and you buy something, and then they give you 1 month of free membership to Amazon Prime, which is also an Amazon property. It's a benefit, but to use that benefit, you have to enroll into something else that Bezos owns.
There you go. Now, perfectly said. Perfectly said, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Everybody's a traffic generator, and then they coming to me. I would normally do that, Jamal, if it was like get my book free, but I didn't want to cut Melissa's legs, so I didn't do that. However, I reserve the right for the author's website to be 1 billion times better than the publisher's website. I could have been with Random Penguin House or Zandavon. I still would have did that. Like, this doesn't matter, because you're not building a relationship with the publisher. You're building a relationship with the author. Who publishes Harry Potter books? Exactly. Well, Pottermore House now, because she went and bought everything, because that's what that's what pimps do. You know what I'm saying? She went and bought everything. But who published it first or second? Exactly.
Penguin.
No, they do typically scholar religious books, but yeah. But y'all get it? You get what I'm saying? You don't know. You know who publishes James Patterson books. You're not building a relationship with the publisher. You're building a relationship with the author. You have to remember, and I'm doing this, I'm setting up Deanna's training on NVIDIA because I heard Angel's question. And if you pay attention to what I'm saying, you're going to turn all this into text and put it in video, because now.
Oh, Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
I discovered something
Oh,
nuts.
tell me.
Because I've been writing for some book roundup blogs, right? One of my clients owns one of the biggest book review blogs in the world. And I discovered something it was so foreign to me. And it was this specific books based on franchise games. And I discovered that, for instance, the Halo novels, right? The property is owned by Microsoft. So it's quite literally Halo novels are Microsoft novels, and then they hire whoever they want to then write novels for those. So the original run was 3 novels, and I think it was a guy named Scott. And then basically, after he had written 3 novels, they just let him go, and he's developing games somewhere else. And then they brought another guy in. And similarly, I discovered that Scholastic, or another children's publisher, they had these books called, I think, Warrior Cats. Just note that down, Warrior Cats. Okay. And the author is actually named by the corporation. So they made up a pseudonym. Okay, I think it was Ellen Hildebrand. I don't know. Warrior Cats, and the whole franchise is literally written by different employees, basically, who are writers, and the actual author name is a name made up by a corporation, and the corporation owns that made up author and the book franchise. It was just fascinating that this can happen with book series. Warrior Cats was the most fascinating one, but there's also Halo. So these are corporate owned books. Yeah. This Hunter girl, Erin Hunter, isn't a real person. This is owned by the publisher.
That's so awesome. And what a great name. And New York Times bestseller. That's a lot of copies. That's everything he just said is 100% new information to me. 100%. Because, when Halo came out, it changed the game. And, it was Xbox exclusive. It changed. It almost made me like Xbox. By that time, they had them big dinosaur controllers back then. Anyway, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just loyal to PlayStation. But I gotta get the Xbox here soon anyway. My kids are loyal to Xbox. Yeah, that was 100% new information for me. And he gave me about 3 ideas too. Thank you very much. You gave me 3 ideas for sure. Games into novels. I have an idea about that. Maybe.
Oh, by the way, Antonio, for games, that's 100% the next wave. So comic books already done, comic book fatigue, and
Yeah.
now a lot of TV shows are based off of games, from Last of Us to to whatever else. A lot of stuff, even The Witcher and so on.
Yeah.
So I think the next Hollywood wave is going to be novelized games, or literally just games and then just direct to screenplay. So it's definitely next 5 years, definitely this wave is going to go on.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And there is one franchise that I was writing about, the book franchise, Five Nights at Freddy's. So there's just some random dude who owns this whole franchise, multi-million-dollar game franchise. He wrote a bunch of novels, but he didn't hire any ghostwriter. Just personally did that. And now that they're doing a TV show based on Five Nights at Freddy's, and he has so much control that the actual director of the show just left. He's like, he's not allowing me to do anything. He's like, just do this, and this. But a show is coming out based on that. So Five Nights at Freddy's, this guy, he used to design games, and then all the reviewers were trashing him because his characters moved like robots. He sucked at creating natural motion. And so he just wrote a story in which animatronics, robots in a kid's pizzeria, like Chuck E. Cheese, get possessed by spirits of dead children. So he basically made a rationalization for his characters moving a certain way, and then he designed a game. And in this one, it made sense that the characters had inhumane, creepy movements, and it just became a phenomenon.
Yeah. That is brilliant. That's how you cover your flaws. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant right there. All right. So y'all learning something. We learning something today. No, that's powerful. That's inspiring too. That's incredibly inspiring. And I do agree with your assessment that video games and the books, because I mean, the best scripts, some of the best scripts in the world are video games. Some of the, video games, there's more people buy video games than go to the movies. So that's spot on. That's spot on for sure. Especially the games I play, I only play games with a great story mode. I only play games with a great story mode. So I completely understand that drama and fixing that there. D. Marie, get ready. When was I? Oh, yes. So if you're going to understand what I'm trying to put off to you, you need to make your website an extension of your book. The reason why people are buying from you. Now you say, well, I don't have a book. And the whole time I wasn't trying to talk about a book. I don't know why you're going to use InVideo, but I do know that InVideo needs to be the reason why, one of them, people are going to get whatever you're trying to get. It needs to be one of the reasons why. It absolutely does. It's time for y'all to understand that you don't have a business, and that artificial intelligence, and I'm going to be one of the main people putting you out of a job, is going to do that. Therefore, you need to give benefits and features that are not normally available for most people, because brand is the only thing that's going to last. Been saying that. Gary Vee done told y'all that 50 times. I done told you 50,000 times. The only thing that's going to last is brand. I got blogs on it, etc. You must be able to fit this in the mold. So let me give you some secrets, and then Adrian, do me a favor, jump in here real quick. What help did you need on InVideo? Tell her specifically, because she didn't hear yesterday. And while she's doing that, let me show you all. Oh, go ahead, Adrian.
No, I was just when you said earlier about the text to, I think it's easier to do the text to generation, whatever that is. That's what I found is easier. But I was just looking at the whole overview of it, but I messed up and I put that whole script that ChatGPT developed into in video and it produced it for me.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what you want. Oh, you don't need
And
no help then.
but I just needed to know what this is how I was playing with it. So, you know, I'm still like, okay, but was that right? Like, because
Yes, it was.
my mouth was wide open, like, oh God. Like, this is really like, because it pulled the pictures and everything for me, like in the gist of what I was talking about. I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
ew.
it was
So
very
that
right.
was, and I just know I missed the day when you were actually going through the in video. And if
Mhm.
that was the little omen right there of how ChatGPT produces it and stuff, then I eureka, I found it.
I'm
But
just saying, Eureka.
but
You right
that
there.
was that was the gist of it. But if we, you know, if we had some time, that's why I don't want to take away from what you're already doing and everything, because where you are like now and what you said
Mhm.
yesterday and all of that, that's all good information. So if people need to
Mhm.
hear that all good information, because if I had found the in video and then, you know, if that was the whole baby of what in video was about, then I, like I said, I found it.
Right,
But
you
if
sure
there's
did.
something that I'm missing, it would be nice to have like a quick little overview, because I'm sure I might not be the only one that is
Right.
looking at in video like, this thing is working. But then you just said something about the fact that if you are using in video, it should be geared towards
That's right.
this. And I need you to expound a little bit on that. I
Sure
think
will.
I understand what you're saying, but that's the explanation right there. And then that would be the intro to Dion.
Sure will. Sure will. I sure will. And she'll definitely do that. Now she don't. Now we just know she ain't got to go that long, but she can go into great detail. Deanna, so what you're going to do is you got a script or something, right? That you said, all right, just walk them through that process, because you'll teach like 45 things just doing that one thing. All right, just doing that one thing, and don't worry about your background noise. They sit at the Starbucks right now. Let's back up to this idea of extension. If Jerome is selling self-help to teenage boys, all right then, there are things that teenage boys need to see. And I would do something, I would do stuff so weird. I really would. I have like a fantasy football league on my website. Sure will. Like this is our fantasy football league for this book. Because if you're in fantasy football, you got more than one league anyway. You know, I haven't done fantasy football in a while, but when I did, I was in 2 leagues and I just dropped down to 1. But you can do that. Does a fantasy football league have anything to do with Jerome's book? No. But does it give the boys something to do? Yes. When I was in 8th grade, which I barely made it to 8th grade, Lord have mercy. Central Middle School, and Grace can contest, would have, was we sitting right in the dope area. What they would do is they would have, you know what I'm gonna say, Grace?
I don't think you keep going.
The gym would be open to 2 in the morning or 1 in
Whoa,
the morning, something like
I
that.
did not know that.
Oh yeah. In the summer, they would open up the pool, and during the school year, they would open up the, like on the weekends or something, like Thursday at the end, they would open up the gym to 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
That makes sense though.
And all the community can get into it.
Yeah.
You know why, Jerome? Because I couldn't sell drugs and play basketball at the same time.
That's right. It make a lot of sense, because when we was growing up going to Central, that's all. Oh my God, it was blood and trip heavy.
You talking about, yeah, you're talking about, let's see. So when I'm in the 8th grade, what is that? I'm saying that is
That was like
13.
yeah,
I'm
like 93,
13.
94.
This is when Bloods and Crips was blood and crippin',
I
Jerome.
mean, thick.
Yeah, you understand? This is for real. Like, this is for real, for real. And there was nothing in my life, Jamal, about playing basketball at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. But it sure was an added benefit that really worked out for me. So you don't always have to have something that makes sense. It just needs to make sense psychographically. Doesn't need to make sense demographically. Oh, I'm doing low self-esteem, so let me have low self-esteem. Maybe, let's say you're doing low self-esteem for adults. Okay, then now you can do a few other things. So maybe you have a comedy hour once a week. That's got nothing to do with your book. But watch how people show up. If it was Thanksgiving right now, and if I don't play no movies for people of ATS during that time, the little weird movies, you know what I'm talking about.
Antonio.
Somebody go ask, what's wrong?
What's wrong? Exactly. Go ahead, email.
So, for example, offices that have ping pong tables, ping pong tables are literally the opposite. What you do on ping pong table is literally the opposite of what you do at an office, right? So it's seemingly antithetical. It's like having drugs on an anti-drug website, but it is to attract people. Once you see all of that and you sign the deal with the HR, then you're going to be in your cubicle. But at least you look at the foosball and you consider, this is a fun workplace. I might sign up.
Right. That's right. And that's what you're trying to do. Oh, this is a fun workplace. This is a fun author. Let me sign up. Yeah, get it? Well, there's other elements, but let me just show you something. And then Deanna, you'll be up in about 5 minutes. So Deanna on her own. Did I give you the Pathbender book? Like, you have a copy? Oh, is that why?
Yeah,
I do not want you reading that though until you get
but
the.
you told me
I did.
You should have gave her that. You know, you should have gave her that book.
Well, she
knew she
ain't.
was
She
gonna read
ain't.
that.
She ain't started
You
reading.
knew
it,
she was
though.
gonna read that.
She ain't
I
started reading. it.
did start reading it. I just ain't finished it yet.
No, you ain't gonna finish. No, baby, no. That's not something you. I wrote Pathbender to be canonical. Yeah, I wrote Pathbender to be.
Come on, canonical.
Well, yeah, that's y'all would understand it as biblical, but it's canonical. Like you read it like you read the Quran. You read it like you read the Bible. You're not supposed to put Pathbender down. You're
Come on,
supposed to
sir.
go back and study. A Pathbender starts off in the beginning, there was a void. Like it starts off like, yeah, it's 90% new information. There's 90% new y'all stuff y'all never heard me say, but it's something that you got to go back and forth. You have to go back and forth, Grace. I'm like, damn, Ibrahim Isha, not him, but some girl, made me mad. Let me pick up my canon and see what's in here. Right? That's the point there. Like that's the point. You can read it through, like that doesn't read like scripture, but you'll see. You'll see when you get it. It's a very unique book. But I had 3 years to work on it, so there you go. Very unique book. I'm gonna show you a few things, but this is what Deanna's doing on her own. She's got Pathbender quotes. Pathbender quotes, and you eventually see this on the website. This is all the stuff she's just pulling out the book. This is on her own. All the stuff she's pulling out the book. All the stuff she's pulling out the book. And you see that? Pathbender quotes, that's like 10, 15, 20, look like 100 and nope, looks like 200, nope, looks like 3, nope. That's about 355. It's about 355. That's just quotes. That's also a year worth of 1 day of post. Deanna, up to what chapter is this?
Hold on, I got it written on the
No.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Approximate.
I'm gonna say up to chapter up to chapter 3. Like it stops.
All right, that's good. So there's more because it's got like 19 chapters, but it's different. It's got 4 sections in the book. I don't want. I'm purposely not telling y'all about the book because I hope y'all sleep on it because I'm not really looking for you if you do. So it's all good. I have a larger audience, but then I want you to see that I have these inspirational quotes. We scroll down and look. In Pathbender, there's a link to get it right here. I've got 123 quotes that I got from the book. Deanna, tell them how you've got those quotes. Please walk them to the don't show them the process, just tell them what you did.
So what I did was I took a
I'm
section.
sorry, excuse me, I'm sorry. Show them the process verbally, but yes, just you don't have to go to the screen. We've already done this kind of training.
Gotcha. So I went to the chapter of the book that I wanted to get quotes from. I took it and I copied only a portion because Carlos will only let me put so much inside of him. So I took a certain portion of it. I went to Carlos and I said, please give me 25 inspirational quotes from this. And then I pasted what I wanted to pull from. And then I went back, I said, now please give me 25 more, but do not repeat anything you previously given me. So I get 50 quotes from one section, but they're directly from the book. And so that I don't get repeats, I tell Carlos, do not repeat anything you've given to me previously, but I want 25 more. And he'll give me 25 more.
And of course, she calls ChatGPT Carlos. You got to say that every time because every
All right.
time there's 1,000 new listeners that is going to be catching in. What is she talking about?
Yes,
It's going to happen every time. You gotta remember that. So maybe you haven't thought about taking a section of your book and asking for social media post, or actually, I would say social media post. I would say, can you give me an inspirational post concerning, can you give me 25 inspirational posts concerning this or something like that? Okay, go ahead, Law.
Interesting enough, I actually did that with my Rocket Powers and my Did You Know Thursdays. She worked phenomenally with.
It works
my
good,
question. Yes, it worked really, really well. So I was thankful for that because it was racking my brain trying to figure out new stuff every day.
Fair enough.
Now my question is, now I told Chitty before, don't repeat anything. And I find that, sorry, nearly knocked my desk over. Scared these people. All right, here's my question. I done told Chitty not to repeat stuff, but sometimes he still does repeat. And I think I'm pretty clear on it with the prompt of not repeating, but I'll still find him repeating. And then I'll remind him, remember, you're not supposed to repeat. Yes, I'm sorry, I apologize. And then he'll repeat again. You muted.
Yes, thank you. When that happens, you can do a couple of things. One, you're more than likely what you're doing is, because I've seen this, you don't have enough information for him not to repeat. All right. For Chitty, it's also, everybody has a name for ChatGPT, right? You don't have enough information, you need to ask more information. Also, there's something I could teach. I taught it to the 1 o'clock class, but you can ask for different prompts. You can prompt different. Like I am like the king of prompts, only because I just do artificial intelligence for last 10 years. If you're nice,
sir,
I will show you those prompts. Yes.
I'm so sorry. Wait a minute. If y'all not in that 1 o'clock class, y'all missing out. I know some of y'all can't make it, but if you can make it, I would be in that class. I'm trying to tell you, you need to ask somebody what I need to do to get in that class. I'm serious.
Yeah, I give away the best stuff over there. That's for sure. That's for sure. I gave away like 30 different prompts, like y'all, you know what I'm saying? And so Law, since you are sexy chocolate, we're gonna have Grace send you those prompts. Can you just throw them in line that for them right now? Post haste.
Thank you. Bless the heart. Bless the heart.
Yes. Yes. And let me tell you something. They're cool. So what I'll do is I'll show y'all. I think I got it. I will bless the Lord, oh my soul, right? I will help you with those little prompty thingies right now and solve this problem for you. How do I'm going to do it quickly though, right? I'm going to do it quickly because I still need to get to Deanna, but I'm going to solve all these problems for you right now. But when I do this, you owe me. Y'all owe me. You hear me? Y'all owe me. I don't know what you owe me, but you owe me. I don't know what you owe me. You owe me something. Maybe a smile or something. I don't know what you owe me, but you owe me something. All right, Grace. Here's what we're gonna do right here. Now you get. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show y'all my little prompts real quick. Here we go.
I have a
Advanced
question.
prompts. Yes.
Okay. While you're showing these prompts, I have a question.
Mhm.
Deanna and I, when we were riding, we were listening to a radio show, and it was a person on there talking about people being caregivers because of Alzheimer's and dementia and all that kind of stuff. And one of the hosts asked, "What do you do when you have caregiver fatigue?" And so I said, "You know what? I think that's my next blog. Which one of those prompts should I use?" Because Deanna said that should be a podcast and it should be called "Who's Gonna Take Care of Me?" So I'm trying to see which one of those prompts should I use to talk to ChatGPT.
You should use the scholar one that I wrote because you're not gonna be able to talk about care figure fatigue without dropping these facts.
Gotcha.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people are gonna feel bad. Like most of the people looking at that blog, and that's a real thing too. It's a real thing.
Well,
They're gonna,
I know.
yeah,
You and I know.
yeah. They're gonna need encouragement, and plus they're gonna need
Been there.
science. Yeah, they're gonna need science so they don't feel bad.
My apologies.
we
Uncle
feel,
Jerome know too.
no, we feel bad for feeling bad. You know, for our loved ones getting on our got doggone nerves. Amen.
Amen.
I know that's my husband, but let me tell you, I need prayer, Pastor, because I'm a killer. You know, because Alzheimer's is real. You know, anyway. Don't let me bother you. Don't let me bother you. This is what she's talking about. The prompt she's going to use is clear and thorough. She's not going to put that in there. She's going to put voice style guide. Voice style guide. Use a formal academic tone paired with sophisticated vocabulary and grammar. Provide a thorough and in-depth analysis of the subject matter. Explain the complex scientific concepts in a clear. This clearly sounds like Antonio wrote it.
Right.
Clearly, this is right. You need to use that one.
And of those 15.
And then you're going to use personal experiences.
Cool. Thank you.
That's what I would do. So Grace, show them what we talk. All right. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to split your prompts up into 3. All right. If you've ever listened to me, you're going to listen to me now. We're going to split your prompts. We're going to have Grace do it right now. Grace do it right now. Grace got the prompts. You got all the prompts saved, right?
Yes, sir.
Loaf of bread.
Yes,
Show them what I mean. So one is she's going to tell ChatGPT how to behave. There it is right there. Perfectly. Now she's going to type in her prompt, what she wants. Please write me a 2,000 word, because we want to get some length on it. Or do you want, how long you want to be? 2,000? You want to be 3,000? You got to get it in sections.
Listen, 2,000 is just fine.
All right, please write me a 2,000 word. We want a 2,000 word. Let's use a different word here. We're going to use a 2,000 word essay on the reality of caregiver fatigue. Now let him know that's the title, though, right? You like put your little quotations or something. Outstanding. Outstanding. Now
is there a reason why you changed it from argument?
Because I didn't want to make this an argument. Yeah, I didn't want to
Oh.
make this an argument. Yeah, an argument is when you're proving a point, and we don't want to make this one proving a point. We want to educate folk on caregiver fatigue. An argument is when you have a bias, which is typically most talking. Like Ibrahim's book, all illustration is the bias of let me entertain you. That's a bias. And most conversations have a bias. Please write me a 2,000 word essay on the reality of caregiver fatigue. And now she's going to use that third prompt and use personal experience, which means share personal stories and experiences to create an emotional connection with the reader. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. All right, just focus.
so
That's okay.
sorry.
Just focus on where you at. Focus on where you at. Just don't scroll down with it. Don't scroll down with it. Don't. Don't. And you scroll down. Don't. Yes, you stay her. Stay right here. I need to explain this. This is 3 parts. Most of y'all didn't even know you can get marked down and stuff like this, or visual aids and stuff. And I showed them all that yesterday. Grace, highlight part number 1. It's the prompt that I have given thee. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. Well, maybe you'll find that maybe somewhere else, but not this 2 and 3, or not this 3rd one. Voice style guide. ChatGPT, behave in this manner, please. Here are your instructions. This is who you are. Then, Grace, highlight number 2, prompt number 2. That's it. Please, it's whatever you want. Be clear and concise. Please write me a 2,000 word essay on the reality of caregiver fatigue. Grace, that's going to be popular too. Let me tell you, that's going to be popular. And then for me, highlight number 3, Grace. And do it this way. Everybody see it? That's how you're going to do that. With the prompts I've given you 1 and 3. You have to fill out 2. Now, Grace, show them this article. So this is why I didn't want to say argument. Now, if I wanted to make it an argument, I would have said, the reality. No, hold on, Grace. You got to scroll up. You got to scroll back up. We got people that's only going to see this with their ears.
Gotcha.
All right.
Oh, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. The reality of caregiver fatigue. As our society ages, more and more people are stepping up to become caregivers for their loved ones. Whether it's caring for an elderly parent or a child with special needs, the demands of caregiving can be overwhelming. Caregiver fatigue is a very real and serious issue that affects many people who are responsible for the care of others. In this essay, we will explore the reality of caregiver fatigue, its causes and effects, and some strategies that can be used to mitigate its impact.
All right, that's called a thesis. And so that means the only thing, that last line was the thesis. The first 2 lines were the introduction. That means the only thing they're going to talk about is 1, 2, 3, 3 things. So this essay has 3 points, as ChatGPT has outlined in the essay. Point number 1 is reality of caregiver fatigue. Point number 2 is causes and effects. And then point number 3 is solutions, strategies, and how to mitigate its impact. So right now, this should be, everything else in the paper should be just a thesis. Understanding caregiver fatigue. Go ahead, Grace, scroll all the way down and make sure it finished for you, because I didn't think so. So you just highlight your points. You know what to do. So we're going to get this to finish. Well, she's just going to ask you to please finish now. There we go. So what she did was she put please finish, highlight the last thing, and it's going to pick up right where it left off. The comma, both, themselves, both. So you good. You scroll up, Grace. Thank you so much. Now we're just going to read 1 more paragraph. Let's go with the causes of, let's go with understanding caregivers. Now, you know what? Let me see them causes. Them causes were good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do this causes real quick, because some of y'all got caregiver fatigue right now, and you need to understand it.
The causes of caregiver fatigue.
Mhm.
There are many factors that can contribute to caregiver fatigue. Some of the most common causes include lack of support. Caregivers often find themselves responsible for managing a wide range of tasks without adequate support or assistance. This can lead to feelings of isolation, stress, and burnout. Financial strain.
Stop right there, Grace.
Okay.
Can y'all see? You see how? Can y'all hear the way this sounds? So when you put this in the video, get a high quality video, all this stuff is good, right? When you send it to Ibrahim and get illustrations, he knows exactly how to make his illustrations. Everybody understand? This is fantastic. This is a roadmap. Antonio has a secret weapon, which I like my secret weapon that I have not taught y'all at all.
Yes, please.
Okay, good. Grace, do me a favor. I want you to copy. You're going to save this, right? Because this is your
Yes,
article.
sir.
You're not done yet, though, cuz. You want an Antonio-like article?
Yes, please.
All right, then. I want you to go back up to the beginning. The first point of the thesis. That's the introduction. No, first point of the thesis. Understanding caregiver fatigue. I forgot you're not an English major like me. Don't worry about it. You ain't know what
Not
the
at
hell I
all,
said.
because I know what you told. No.
What the hell I said. I
No.
just-
If you'd have mapped it up, I would have known, okay?
Yes, yes. Understanding caregiver fatigue is the first point in the thesis. I want you to highlight that first point in the thesis. And I want you to go down and I want you to hit Shift Enter. No, the whole thing, the whole thing. No, but highlight. I need the no. I need the subtitle too. That's important. There you go. And there you go. Good. Now I want you to copy and paste that. And I want you to stop your screen. I don't want nobody to see what's fit to happen yet. Don't say y'all ain't been blessed.
Okay.
Oh, Law sent me an article this morning out of fire, hot fire.
All right.
Yes, please give me. Oh, there we go. Grace,
Yes, sir.
you're gonna put this first, and you're gonna put your copy and paste right after that,
Okay.
and you're gonna do it with each section. And God dog it, you're welcome.
Oh, thank
You
you.
hear me? You are
Yeah.
welcome. And I shouldn't even give it to you. I shouldn't even give it to you. What I just gave her was the secret formula, Jerome. The secret sauce.
I don't hit enter yet, right?
Just you're gonna put what I put, and you're gonna
Uh-huh.
copy and paste. It needs to be right after the
Right.
colon.
Yeah.
You hit it now.
Okay.
Hit it now. Watch what it do. Don't share it yet. Don't share.
Okay.
It. Just you. I want you to look at it. Let everybody look at her face. You talk, so your face can dominate.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I can't go over this.
Y'all
No.
gonna send me y'all gonna send me some of the cash app now. I got dog. Show them, Grace. No. Show them.
Okay.
Show them.
Okay.
Show them how cold that is.
So this is what he said to put. That's the prompt. Okay.
No, highlight it and read it.
Okay.
Remember, there's some people only gonna see this with their ears.
Okay. Please give me some real world statistics, real world examples, data, examples, and other relevant data and data science about this. And then that he said, this is the first, what you said this was the first point, the thesis,
Yes, that's the first point in the thesis.
first point of the thesis. He had me highlight that.
Now
And
look
then,
at it. According to the AARP Public Policy Institute, there are approximately 41 million caregivers in the United States. Y'all not fucking. You're not hearing me, man. You're now gonna put that under your point.
come get him,
No,
Jerome.
Deanna, say it on the mic. Say it on the mic, Deanna. Say it on the mic.
Come get him, Jerome.
I said, I'm gonna need that prompt. Cause I'm writing a book and I'm gonna need that prompt.
See that? Anyway, man, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Yeah, I just want y'all to see. You get it? Grace, look. Another example could be now.
In the education industry. Come on.
Now you got you something. Now you're gonna do that for each section, okay?
Okay.
Deanna, tell you stop now. So now when you put this on your website, 2 minutes, Deanna, when you put this on your website, you're going to ask for, you're going to get exercises, PDFs, ebooks like Adonia. You get it? Come on. PDFs, exercises, all that stuff about caregiver fatigue. And I promise you, me, Jerome, Adonia, Grace, Susan, Lord, don't we know? Shelley, all of us, we know about caregiver fatigue. You hear me? We know about caregiver fatigue. And it'll make you feel guilty if you're not careful. But it's actually just science. You don't feel guilty when you stub your toe across the bed. You feel stupid and pissed off, but you don't feel guilty.
I got it right now.
Right now, yeah. Exactly. That makes sense. That makes sense for sure. So I want y'all, Grace, when you write this, Deanna asked me to give her 5 minutes. She's got to go make a run. I want you to receive, but now if you take those magical prompts, it's over, Grace. It's over. Don't put them in a note. Don't put that little, don't put this back. On this particular note, you're gonna put all the prompts again, and you're gonna put that little, this is the last time. Y'all know I could charge $99 for this, huh?
Yep.
That's easy. Yeah, just pre-order my books. How about that? And we ain't get no pre-orders yesterday. We ain't get no pre-order yesterday. Shame on y'all. All of you are sinners. No, you're not. Just joking. Just joking. Just kidding. Almost. Just a little bit kidding. Just a little bit kidding. Just a little bit. Grace, can you see how you?
Well, yes, sir. Okay, is he frozen for you all?
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, is your VPN on? Well, I know he'll be back. And, but yeah, he got excited. He got excited. And, us Baptist folks say the devil don't want us to sow it, I'm playing. But oh goodness. Do you want to wait for him? What you want to do? Okay, well. Anyone have any questions until Mr. Smith gets back?
Yes, my question is, if that article is too much for you to handle, Grace, you just send that on.
Yes, sir. Will do.
Let me tell you something, Lon. Let me tell you something. Definitely want that prompt.
I
Definitely.
definitely want the
I
prompt.
need
It's going to
all
help
of
with
those
breaking down the books. Yes.
Because especially if you're doing like a research book, and you can be like, hey, Chitty, can you hook a brother up with this right here and work this part out? So yeah, because for me, there's a book.
I'm sorry,
ahead,
Deanna. Go ahead, sweetie.
Go ahead, Savannah.
No, what I was going to say is it's the power in what he just taught, whether it's academic, scholarly or not. It's good information because statistically, and I think I've shared. My mother has Alzheimer's, and I'm in pain, but my pain is not as care provider. I'm long distance, so I'm in pain because I can't do what I would want to help do. Though I'm happy to say hers is stable, meaning she hasn't progressed, and it's short-term memory is what her challenge is, which is her everyday life. But she's still majorly functional. But I'm distant, and so I feel guilty. I feel emotional right now. Sorry. I feel helpless. Because I'm in one place. Now, of course, not of course, my brother and I made a decision that maybe we would move her, but here's what I really realized. She's in a world that she knows. If we move her and take her out of that world, what is that going to do to her Alzheimer's? So I'm challenged because I know that's not the right thing to do, but I want to be around her. I want to help her. Because me and her do really well together. So she functions well when I'm around. Anyway, I didn't mean to go too far deep and personal, but that prompt, there's all kinds of stuff that people are going through that I think something like that prompt could be really helpful for any of us that are teachers and carers. I care for people and I want to help people. So I would love it, and I appreciate Antonio trusting us with that information.
No, yeah, that is awesome because there's a book that I'm writing, and the type of book that it is, I'm going to need real world examples. And when I can't get to an interview with someone specific in the industry, that prompt will help me get the information that I need. So yeah, that prompt is it's a changer. It's a game changer for real. All right, does anyone else have any other questions? If you don't, I'm going to share my screen and we're gonna hop into NVIDIA. I saw Miss. I saw she was like, hello, a minute. Hello, a minute. How is everyone this morning? Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna ask a question real quick. Jamal, I know you asked for Deanna's Cash App yesterday. Were you able to get it? Did you get it? Okay, cool.
Also, if there's a replay from yesterday's 1 o'clock, could I have it? Could you email it to me? Because my phone is down.
Yes, sir. Will do.
Thanks.
And Grace, could you send me those
Me
prompts?
also
I
for
was able to get
yesterday, I
Yes,
totally
ma'am.
forgot. Oh Lord, I thought about early in the morning, but after that, totally slipped my mind.
Yes, ma'am.
Grace, I had put in the chat earlier for the replay of that, but I don't think you saw it.
I did, Miss Susan, but thank you for
Oh,
saying it out
okay.
loud so I can get it to you.
And Adonia, to address moving your mom, she would be worse confused. Having to move her. If
Thank
you
you.
moved her to you.
Yeah, that's my
Yes.
fear. I mean, it's my fear, but it's my angst too, because I want to be around her. I actually want to provide care for her. Even though I know it's a struggle, but my conclusion is that would be probably the worst thing to do, and it just hurts my heart. It just hurts my heart.
The only thing is, I'm having an echo. I don't know if you're hearing the echo, but I'm hearing the echo. If she was already not remembering and not being able to do a little bit on her own at her own house, that's a different story, moving her. But if she's, my mom could do things inside her place, it got so some things she couldn't do, but there were still things that made her feel good about herself and being home. The short-term memory wasn't there, but the long-term memory, all that was still there.
Adonia, this is Jerome. You're on the right track. And what would happen if you didn't move her? What would happen is it would not only be rough on her, it would be rough on you, because she would keep trying to go back to what she's comfortable with, and you would have to provide what you need to provide to calm her down and to let her know she's safe. And that takes a whole lot more from you on top of taking care of her. And believe you me, my wife's trying to go home every day back to where we were. And we've been here going on 5 years now. Pack up clothes, pack up my clothes, putting them in the car. Every day I deal with that, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll get to that, because she wants to go back to what she's familiar with. But I can't leave her by herself, so I had to move her. So it's rough on you too. That's what I really wanted to share.
And that's how we ended up in Florida.
And I also want to add that fortunately my wife doesn't have Alzheimer's, but she also still wants to keep revisiting old arguments.
Well, now that's another story.
Welcome back.
We, as a married couple. Abraham, I could give you some advice on that, or maybe Phil could.
All right. Well, thank each and every one of you for helping Miss Adonia. Thank each and every one of you, because I don't know it as personally, but my grandfather suffered with dementia. So he's not as bad. Like, he still works a full-time job and drives. While we have to be mindful, he forgets his stuff, like taking his medication, because he has diabetes and all kinds of other stuff. He has a defibrillator actually in his heart. Like, they did the surgery and put a defibrillator in him. So he has a lot going on, but his dementia makes it worse because he forgets to take medication. But he knows who we are. Well, he knows who I am. I'm a type but thank you, but thank you, Miss Adonia, for your transparency. Because without your transparency, you wouldn't have heard from Susan or Uncle Jerome or Ibrahim. You wouldn't have heard from them. So thank you for your transparency, and thank each of you. All right.
Absolutely. You guys make it easy to be transparent, and I appreciate it. My heart just hurts. It just aches. And thank you. I do appreciate what you guys do.
We appreciate you too. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to jump into InVideo. I am going to do I'm gonna do a short, it's gonna be a short video, but I'm gonna do it from beginning to end, from putting it into InVideo to downloading the final product. But how I'm going to do it is I'm going to show you how to use the generated voice, but I'm also going to show you how to upload and use your own personal recording. I'm going to show you both ways. All right, so here we go. Let me get you guys set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my desktop. I'm just making sure I don't have stuff up that, All right, there we go. All right, so here is my note that I'm taking from. This is the introduction to tax preparation. This is in video, and I also need to pull up, the one thing I forgot to pull up is the audio for that, which is right here. That one, okay, number 19. All right. So let's dig in. So the first thing I want to do is in video, I want to choose the template that I want. So I'm going to go to create new. I'm going to hit the drop down. I'm doing text to video, text to video. And then from text to video, I'm going to choose the template that I want. Now for this particular, this is for the Udemy course. And for this particular course, I've been using the general business video. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to give it a little play. Y'all can hear. Okay. So that's the music that comes with it. So I'm going to go here. Huh? Oh, okay. That's good. Good thing then. So here's where I put in my script. So my script is this, and what I'm doing is I'm also doing the bolded as well, but this is my whole script that I'm using. I'm going to copy and paste it into InVideo, and I'm going to hit create scenes. Hey, that's too much text for one scene. Do you want us to rearrange it for you? Yes, I do. And I'll let InVideo rearrange it for me. And it's going to do its process. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so the process a little faster. Give it a moment. All right. Now I'm going to share my screen again so you can see. Ooh, almost left. Okay, so you see now it's generating the thumbnails. Okay, and there it is. So now here is what InVideo prepared for me. So tax preparation is the first one. So now, before I do anything else, I want to make sure my audio is in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to editor, which is right here. I'm going to click editor. And this is the audio that I don't want. So I'm going to click that audio and I'm going to delete. And I'm going to upload the audio that I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it from my folder. So this is the one. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to drag it in. And once it finishes uploading, which won't take it a while, be real short and quick. I'm going to hit this plus button, but this is what you need to be mindful of. You see this line right here? If I hit the plus button, my audio is going to start right here. But I don't want my audio to start right here. I want my audio to start from the beginning. So I want to move my needle to the beginning. Then I'm going to hit this and then put it right there. Now let me show you, just so you can see. If my little pen would have been here and I would have did this, it would have gone there. But I want it at the beginning. So just in case this happens, no worries. You don't have to delete and start over. You just take this, you click it, and you can drag it over to where you need it to go. Now, be mindful because sometimes all of the, when you load it that way, all of the audio doesn't load. So you might want to open it up some more. And you'll know when you reach the end of the audio. I'll show you. It'll do a weird, hold on. Unless it already did it on me. It'll say loop. It'll say loop on it. But we'll come back to that. So I'm just gonna do this to start all over for me. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So now I have my audio in. So now I want to make sure that my pictures match my words. So I can do this from two different ways. I can do it from editor, but I don't have my words up so I can see them right now. So I'm going to do it from my storyboard. So this says tax preparation. In the background, it says tax return. I want to keep that sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move tax preparation up, either below or above. So I want to move it above. Because I want to keep the tax return sign because I like the tax return sign because we're talking about taxes. Now in the next scene, my words are here, but my words are like super, super small. And they're not centered how I want them centered. So I'm going to click the verbiage and get my box around it. And if you notice when I clicked it, all of this popped up at the top. It wasn't there before, it's there now. So let me show you again. You see, it's not there now. I want to focus solely on the words itself. So I'm going to click the words and now all my editing is at the top. So the first thing I want to do is I want to center this. And then the average size that I've been doing for everything is 56 because it's visible. You can see it, it's big enough. And then I want to center, I actually want to center the box itself because the box is not centered. It is not centered at all. So I want to center the box itself. And then I want to go over the verbiage to make sure that it matches the picture. So it says, welcome to the course on tax preparation, tax time. In today's session, we will be discussing the importance of accurate tracking of home and income expenses for tax preparation. So I'm going to leave that picture that says tax time because it works for me. Because we're talking about tax preparation and it's telling me it's tax time. It's like up here, it says tax return. So now, as you can see, this wolf is not anything remotely related to tax preparation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trash this picture. I'm going to edit my words. I'm going to center it again, make it 56. Bam, can't miss it. It says this information is critical to ensure that all taxable income is reported. So the picture that I want to use, the first thing I'm going to do is what I'm going to use, this will work for me, but since I have more verbiage down here, I want to use a video because I need it to last the entire time. And to save on my iStocks that I can download and all of that, because I've already gone through, I only had 10. I've already gone through 7 of them. Yeah, I've already killed like 7 of those suckers. They're gone. And I only got 10. So what I'm gonna do is, my hamburgers right here. Well, looks more like a taco. So my taco's right here. My taco right here. I'm gonna see y'all. That's the opening, and that's the bottom of the shell. My taco. If it was all 3, it'd be a hamburger. I like that though, hamburger. Patty melt. Okay. Y'all don't mind me. Don't mind me. So I'm gonna click my taco. I'm gonna hit where it says license. I'm gonna hit free. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hit free. Then everything that's highlighted, I'm gonna click, because that means from all of these platforms, it's gonna pull all of the free videos for me. So I'm gonna hit apply. Let it do its little work. Okay, and now up here, let me see. I'm gonna do income and expenses, and see what it pulls up for me. Look at that. All right. So now I'm looking at the pictures. Well, I'm looking at the videos. My bad. And I'm looking at my verbiage. So it says, which can result in paying the correct amount of taxes and avoiding penalties, taxable income, da da da. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull this video right here. I want to use this one because there's a whole lot of paperwork on the desk. So it's like they're doing their taxes, they count cash, and it's a financial course. So I want to throw money in their face as much as possible because it's emotionally driven. And you saw how he counted the money, just go calculate. Now he's not gonna know. Yeah, I want all that. So all I'm gonna do is I can either click this right here, and it does this. And if I drag it, it'll do the same thing. So if it's easier for you to click the plus, please click the plus. Now what I do is, because I uploaded my own audio, I unclick play trim section only because I'm gonna go and trim it myself. And then I hit add it. So there it is. So now this is my system. Verbiage, I do my text to video. I upload my audio. Then I do my pictures. So this is my system because it works for me, because it helps me move faster. Before I do any editing, I do my script. So my text to video. Then I upload my audio. Then I check my pictures / videos to make sure that they match my verbiage. Now I go into my edit.
And Deanna, you've pre-recorded this audio. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I pre-recorded the audio. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys pre-recorded audio and using the audio through in video itself.
That's my
So
question.
go ahead.
When you went to your audio folder, what did you click after that on the left side?
Oh, so when you're doing the audio file, it automatically saves as an M4A. If it doesn't, you can always change it, which
Okay.
yeah, you can always change it and put .M4A.
Okay.
M4, the number 4, and then A is an apple.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
All right, is this helpful to everyone?
Yes.
And does anybody have any questions before I move to the audio portion? Well, any more questions?
My next
right.
question would be for the video. The same thing for the video. Once you get there, you clicked the video.
So the video generates itself. But to get to the video, oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Sorry. To get to the video, when you're on the home screen, you're gonna go to, it's gonna be another blue thing like this. And you're gonna drop down and you're gonna do text to video.
To video, okay. And your verbiage or your paragraph is already highlighted.
Say it again.
I said in your verbiage and your paragraph is already highlighted when you do that.
No, ma'am, it doesn't
I
have to
think
be.
I'm thinking about when you're seeking to present options for videos. I think that must be the step where you highlighted your paragraph and then your, but I guess that is from text to video.
Yes, ma'am. What I did was I had because the script that I'm using is so long, I had it highlighted prior to us starting so I would know which section I was using.
Okay.
But you'll know when you're doing everything, you'll know. Like you'll know, okay, I'm doing this part. Like I color code everything in my tablet now. So I color coded the sections and what everything look. See, so I color code. Hold on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I color code everything now, so I know which is what. So I know that if I'm in the improved decision making section and I'm doing the introduction video, if I've already done it, I scratch through it. So I colored. So that's how I keep my balance between, okay, I'm doing this. Okay, I finished that one. Okay. So it depends on your personal organization on how you do it.
Got it. Thank you.
Deanna,
Yes, ma'am.
can you, so when you put a video in there, you can trim it in there?
Yes, ma'am. And that's in the editing part that I'm about to show everybody.
And then, okay, just even if you don't go through all the other process, but you need to go through all the other process too? Like the
Yes.
steps that you went through?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Because so let's say you're just going in. If you're just going in and you're putting a video in and you're letting InVideo do everything, InVideo do all your cut scenes for you. They'll have the video matching or the picture matching it already. But if you're putting in your own audio, yes, you're going to have to edit. You're going to have to trim those videos. But InVideo will do it all for you.
If you already have the video with your voice on it, but if you don't, do you just give a little bit of your voice, or you have to go through the whole script?
Oh, and how we're doing it, Antonio recorded the whole script. So that's why I'm gonna show you both. I'm gonna show you with the InVideo doing the audio, and I'm gonna show you with me editing the video based on Antonio's audio.
Okay, because I thought you said like we could capture our voice one time, but we don't have to do it all the way through.
No, you can do that too. Here, let me.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, so with InVideo, so let's say I'm in InVideo, I got my words up, I got my video up, but I want to record directly into InVideo. All you do is you go to editor, and you see where it says voiceover. I'm gonna click voiceover, and look right here, it says record voiceover. So you
use your voice.
Exactly. You can use
and then they have that as your voice and will use it when you want it used.
Now, in video, that part, I'm not sure it does. That part, I don't know. You're talking about it takes a sample and then it like permanently has it stored so it can use it all the time. That part, I'm not sure of.
But you can do this every time and have the one you're doing do the whole thing once you say a few words.
There is a program out there that does that, but I don't know if InVideo does that, because
yeah, I think you were telling us that before, something,
there is a
for
program
podcast.
Yeah, there is a program out there that allows for that. Like you can record your voice into it, and then what it does is it takes your voice and it saves it, it matches it, it'll tell you to say certain phrases and certain words and certain sounds, so it can pick up on your voice. and then it will take it from there. I'm not sure if in video does that because I haven't tested that in video, but
Ask
there is.
Antonio about it, because he mentioned it to us,
Gotcha.
because I
Yeah,
picked
there-
up on that. And I remember that, but I don't
Gotcha.
remember the details, so I didn't know if it was in here or what. But if you could
Gotcha.
ask him that, I'm pretty sure, that's what he said, and I might have misunderstood.
Oh, no worries. I got you. I will definitely ask him for it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. So do we have any other questions before I hit the audio section of InVideo? All right. All right. Well, let's get it started. All right. So here we go. Sharing my screen again with the audio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it first with the automated text to speech. So I'm going to click this. And I always want to make sure that my little thingy right here is done. All right, so voiceover, automated text to speech. So first thing I want to do is I want to test out my names. I mean hold on, y'all. Need to fix that part. Because I always want to make sure that my intro verbiage is all caps. Well, the first letters are caps. Okay, so now I want to test out these voices because I want one that sounds natural, not too generated, not too computer generated. So I do want English. Look, you can do it in multiple languages. But we want US English. So we test, let's see, let's test out Sally. Okay, it's generating. We're supposed to do that. Hold on. Okay, now here we go. I'm gonna play it.
Tax preparation.
All right, so Sally sounds okay. Let's see how Kimberly sounds.
Tax preparation.
Oh, you have to hit generate. You have to generate voiceover each time. My apologies, y'all. All right, Kimberly.
Tax preparation.
Sound about the same. Let's try Justin. Let's see how Justin sounds.
Tax preparation.
Okay, so Justin's a kid. We don't want kids. We want grown folks. All right. Let's just check out Matthew.
Tax preparation.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go with Matthew. Now, I don't want to go scene by scene and do this. I don't do that. It's gonna be too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add automated voiceover for all scenes. Then I'm gonna hit add. I'm gonna hit all existing voiceover will do the same. I'm okay with that. Let's just continue it. Don't do what you do in video. All right, look, and it did it for me. So let's see how this sounds. Let's see if it matches up with the videos. Let's see how they did it. So here we go.
Tax preparation. Welcome to the course on tax preparation. In today's session, we will be discussing the importance of accurate tracking of income and expenses for tax preparation. This information is critical to ensure that all taxable income is reported, and all eligible deductions are claimed, which can result in paying the correct amount of taxes and avoiding penalties for underreporting income or claiming ineligible deductions.
Bam. There we go. It was perfect. Matthew did it perfectly. And now, did you see why I chose a video for that last one? Because it had more verbiage. Instead of it just being a still frame, the guy was working while. Okay. So now that's using the text. That's using the automated text to speech. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it with your audio that you upload. So let me upload the voiceover. Nope. How about you just do what I say? Oh, yeah, still in here. All right, so I'm gonna make sure this is in place here. Thank you so much for working with me. All right. So this is when it becomes a little bit more tedious, but it's not as hard as you think. So now I'm going to go through. So I'm gonna start with the first frame, tax preparation.
Tax preparation, my favorite of subjects.
Okay. So he talked a little bit past the original thing. So what I'm gonna do is I stopped it where he stopped talking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to this one right here, and I'm gonna drag it over. And then what I'm gonna do is and it stop right there. I'm gonna leave it there because he's still talking in there, and I'm gonna hit this.
Favorite of subjects. Welcome to the course.
There we go. Now he started talking before the words came up. I want his verbiage and the words to hit at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to what is called layers. And in layers, this dark purple one right here, these are the words that pop up on the screen right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it over to the beginning with all of them. But then this back end, I'm going to drag back over. So what I'm telling the words to do is start as soon as the frame starts, and do not end until the frame ends. And then I'm gonna go hit layers again, and it puts me back on my page. Now it's okay if this is down here, don't worry about it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the middle of tax preparation. I'm gonna hit play and I'm gonna let it play so I can make sure it lines up how I wanted it to.
My favorite of subjects. Welcome to the course
Perfect.
on tax preparation. In today's session, we will be discussing the importance of accurate tracking of income and expenses of tax preparation.
Okay, you do the same thing here. Drag it on over. But I'm gonna bring this over a little bit more.
And expenses of tax preparation. This information is
okay. And now I'm gonna go back. Now you see where it started? Now my audio don't look like it's gonna make it. I'm just gonna drag this over to make sure that all my audio is in here. And while that's regenerate for me, I'm gonna go to layers because again, I wanna make sure that my words start at the beginning and they last the entire video. I'm gonna hit layers again. And now I'm gonna get it started so I can make sure I got it all the way through.
critical to ensure that you and all your taxable income is reported and all eligible deductions are claimed, which can result in paying the correct amount.
All right, so it's not finished. Now you see my audio is out here, but it's kind of grayed out right here. That's because I have no video for it. I have no frame for it. So I have to extend out my frame and then it extend out my, now you see where it says blue? That's when my audio stops. So I'm gonna bring this into here, which means I'm also gonna bring in my frame to that very same point. And now I'm gonna bring it back just a little, and I'm gonna hit play again.
Which can result in paying the correct amount of taxes
I'm gonna make sure that
and
it
avoid
goes all through the
penalties
right
for
way.
underreporting income or claiming ineligible deductions.
And that's the end of that. That's the end of the scene. I picked a short scene on purpose because the more you put in there, the more you're gonna have to do a lot of movement. Now, as you saw, stop my screen. Now, as you saw, if you do your tax, if you do your text to audio, you don't have to do that because the text will automatically match up with your frame. But if you want it to be your voice, you can record directly into InVideo, or you can have it pre-recorded and upload to InVideo. So let's say you have a blog and you want to read it in your voice to make a YouTube video. You can either you upload the blog and let InVideo do its work. InVideo will break it down to the frames as you saw. If it's past 50 frames, InVideo will tell you you need to cut it. You can only do 50 frames per video in InVideo. Yeah. So if you have 50 sentences, In video may chop it into 50 frames or it may chop it into 25 frames. It depends on how in video is feeling. If you have 100 sentences, it may chop it down to 50 or it may chop it down to 75 and then tell you, hey, you got to cut some of this off. Depends on how in video, but in video will talk to you and let you know. And you'll have a little pop-up notification saying, hey, too many frames, too many frames, too many frames. So you can upload your blog, let InVideo break it down for you, and then you can record directly into InVideo, or you can record directly, you can record it prior to and then upload it to InVideo like I showed you. So that is the quick and easy course on using InVideo. Does anybody have any questions? And again, it was short because I chose a short video on purpose. I chose something that I knew was going to be short on purpose. Go ahead, Ms. Adrian.
I want to say thank you for that because it was short, but it was I think I got it. I'm looking forward to trying this when we hang up. Now you said something about the blog. Now you mean that we can, okay, so ChatGPT will write a blog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you would upload that blog into the InVideo.
Mm-hmm.
And then so the blog will then be like the script.
Yes, ma'am.
And then they will produce the templates. And then you have a choice whether you want to record the blog that you just uploaded, or you can give it a virtual voice and then the virtual voice will read it for you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you just did.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen.
Got it.
Okay. I just look. Amen. I got funerals the rest of this week, but I tell you by Monday we should be seeing something going on with this thing. So amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very welcome. You're so very welcome, Miss Adrian. Now y'all thank Miss Adrian because she the reason why Antonio asked me to do an video. Because when I tell you, and I actually, to me, InVideo is Canva on steroids. If you know Canva, InVideo is just Canva on steroids. Now I do want to show y'all this. I'm gonna show y'all a couple little tricks inside of InVideo because I ran into this and I had to find out for myself. Let me know when y'all, okay, can y'all see my screen? All right, so a couple of things. I showed y'all about the words when you go into layers. You see this section right here? Your okay, so let's say you want a short transition. You just click right here, just click it. And you see over here, so now you get to pick which transition you have. So if you wanted to just slide across, if you wanted to fade, that's how your fade will look. If you wanted to zoom it in, if you wanted to swipe right, if you wanted to swipe left, if you want to swipe up. So either way, I'm saying swipe, it's saying white. If you wanted to cross, the wiper. If you wanted to blur in and out. And then right here is when you can change it. So let's say I wanted to transition every 2 seconds. I want my transition to be 2 seconds. So that's 2 seconds from the end of one video into 2 seconds of the beginning of the other. I just do that and I hit apply all. And see, look, I told you, InVideo will let you know every time. This will apply the selected transition. I hit yes. And they look, if you see the little black line underneath, that's the transition. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test my transition.
My favorite of subjects. Welcome to the course on taxation. My favorite of subjects. Welcome to the course on tax.
So that's also something for you to be able to play with as well and understand it, because you may not want the standard. You may want it to film roll. So let's hit film roll. Let's apply that to all. So now instead of my transitioning being what it was, it's going to look like a film roll.
Subjects.
See?
Welcome to the course on tax preparation. In today's session, we will be discussing the importance.
So I did want to show that to you guys as well. So that way you can play with it, see how once you get used to it, you can start playing with it and seeing how you would like for your transitions to look. You may want something a little more dramatic, or you may want something quick and easy. But that's how you are able to change the transition of the videos, of the frames, change the transition of the frame. Does anyone else have any questions about in video?
In changing of the frame, once you do one of them, it changes all of the frames for you, or you have an option to make different transitions within the same video.
You have the option to make different transitions throughout here. Let me share my screen and show you real quick how you can. So let's start here. So here's the first transition, and I want this one to be the blur. And I just leave it just like that. But if I wanted to apply the blur to all, I'll just hit apply to all. And it'll tell me it's changing them all. But let's say this one I want to be the blur, but this one over here, I want to be a film roll. I just select it and leave it just like that. And then I'll go here. So this one is the blur.
Welcome to the course.
And then this one will be the film roll.
And expenses of tax preparation. This information.
So if I want it to be applied to all, Miss Adrian, I just hit apply to all, and then I'll have the same transition throughout all of them. But if I want to change it individually, I'll click them individually, change how I want it, and then just click it just like that, and then it'll change them for me. I hope that answers your question.
It did. Now I do have one more question. What if you have your own video? Will it clip something for you on your own video or no?
Yes, ma'am. All you'll do is, so if you have your own video, you use this for your audio, and then let's say you have your own video, you just delete the frames.
We can't see what you're doing.
Oh,
We can't see your screen.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I have to share my screen. Oh, let me go backwards. So I'm gonna go into my storyboard, and let's say I have my own video that I want to drop. I'll delete this here, and you can go here where it says upload media and upload your own video here. And then when you upload your own video, you'll have a video somewhere. You know what? Actually, I do. Hold on. Desktop. Where are you? All right, there you go. I'm looking for the sweetest videos. All right, then I'm gonna just have to go with this one. Come on, I'm gonna stop sharing so it'll generate faster. And then from there, once you upload your own video, because this is saying it's 60.
Already recording.
All right. So now it looks like it's done. So I'm gonna share my screen. And all I'll do is I'll just do this. There it is. I don't want to play the trim. Do that. There it is. So now I have my own video in here, and I'm just gonna get it to fit the screen. And then when I go to my editor, so I got my own video in there. I'm gonna go to editor. Oh, okay, it's not finished loading. So if you have a video that hasn't finished loading and you're trying to change pages, it won't let you. Okay, look, there we go. Okay, so max video length is 30 minutes. So now we know the max video length that you can do is 30 minutes long, which means it's automatically cutting me off at 30 minutes. But as you see, so I can do my audio. stop sharing this. Oh, come on, NVIDIA. Now letting Zoom control it. It generated that voice quickly. I'm gonna see what it's gonna do because I have words in here.
Will it save the words from your own video in like a Word document? Is that what we're trying to get to?
Oh no, Miss Adrian was asking, what if I had my own video
Yeah,
that I want to upload? But no, I don't think it will
but-
put into one
yeah.
document for you.
yeah, it won't,
No, I don't
it won't
think, I don't-
generate the words.
That's what I'm testing and what.
Yeah.
Listen,
So that you
what
can
I'm
have it
looking
in
at-
some sort of a document, not on the video, not the words on the video, but the words that you just have.
Let me see. No, I don't want the grid. No, that's not what I want either. Okay, so while I can't upload my own video, while you can't upload your own video, you're still gonna need the text to go with it because it didn't generate to answer your question, Ms. Susan, it didn't generate it didn't do a video to text. That it didn't do, because these are still the frames from my storyboard. These are still the frames from my scripts. So yeah, it didn't change the words for me. And it didn't add words to that one. But you can't upload your own video. So let's say you have the videos that you want for your audios. So you upload your script. And the same way you saw me upload is you just go to uploads, just like you would in Canva. Just like you would in Canva, you go to uploads and then drag and drop the file you want. So you drag and drop the videos you want. You upload those to match in with your words. And then so if you want to do everything yourself, your own videos, your own audio, you just take the words to generate the frames. You upload your videos, you upload your audio, and then you can do it that way. But it doesn't do the video to text, Ms. Susan. That it didn't do. Because I was looking, when you asked the question, I was looking for that. It doesn't do the text to audio. I mean the video to audio, to text. So you will have to input your script for it. So I hope that answered both of your questions. Did that answer your question, Ms. Adrian?
Yes, it did.
Okay, awesome. Did that answer your question, Ms. Susan?
I'm just confused on a higher level, that's all. So, but I'll figure it out. I'll watch this back again and it'll sink in.
Okay, and if you still have questions, please feel free to text me. And
Okay.
we'll schedule a session to go over it.
Yeah, thanks.
Very welcome. Right. So does anyone else have any more questions? If not, we can say this is a done deal. You're free to move about the country. All right, no more questions? All right, well, if we don't have any more questions, oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome.
I'm driving, so I can't really see it.
Thank you.
But I will look at it again. Thank you.
Gotcha. Y'all are very
Yes,
welcome.
thank you
I
so
will be
much.
so very welcome. I will be uploading this to the fan page. So if you're driving or anything, the replay will be on the fan page for this. All right, everyone. Y'all have a good one. Love you all.
Love you more.
Thank you.
Love you more.